A question that I have gotten a lot in the past is why can't the local bike shops sell online? The quick and dirty answer to that is because the brand said so. So if you do enjoy this kind of content, please make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. It'll alert you whenever I produce something new. A lot of people seem to like these bike industry news videos, and I mention in my videos a lot that bike shops typically can't sell online, or at least sell the bicycles online. So I wanted to give a little bit more in-depth answer than what I have in the past, do a dedicated video on it. So now let's just jump into a more lengthy answer as to why bike shops can't sell online. Currently, bike shop specific brands like Giant, Orbea, Trek, Bianchi, we'll leave Specialized out of this. I have to do a completely other video on them because they're kind of doing their own thing. But these brands all have rules that you are supposed to follow in order to be a dealer of their brand. Most of the time there is a buy-in where you make an initial dollar amount or bicycle purchase. Next, as long as it is a current model year bicycle, that's something important to remember, you have to adhere to MAP pricing, MAP pricing for short, which stands for minimum advertised pricing. This means that if you walk into a bike shop in Iowa, that they will have a 2023 Giant Revolt priced exactly the same as a shop in Charlotte. Now, if it's a 2022 or older, then by all means that bike can be discounted. But what this does is it ensures that you do not have to worry about another bike shop undercutting everyone, devaluing the brand, and more or less taking business only because they're discounting stuff. A third thing a lot of the bigger bike brands do is to not allow bike shops, or anyone for the most part, to sell a brand new current model year bike on the internet and ship it out. That's the key item there, ship it out. Technically, when I define purchasing something online or putting it on the internet and selling it, I'm talking about selling it and shipping it to the buyer. Technically, a bicycle shop can sell online, they just cannot ship across the nation or anywhere. They can't ship a bicycle. So if you go on to like the BSG website, there's a whole, buy now section. Every one of those bikes has buy now, pick up in store, buy now, pick up in store. So a lot of people ask, why do big companies do this? Like Giant, Trek, Specialized. So there's a few reasons, but let's just use Giant as an example. I'm gonna speak kind of specifically about them because that's who I've worked with the most. Giant really truly believes that the local bike shop is the biggest driving force behind cycling, pretty much in a local area, and they want to make sure that bike shop is taken care of and supported, and then that would in turn mean that that bike shop would support Giant. So this means you can't go onto Amazon and just buy a Giant bicycle. It's similar to buying a new car. You have to go to an authorized dealer to get the latest and greatest model. This also means that you won't see brand new 2023 Giant bikes on sale anywhere to purchase on the internet. If you want the latest and greatest, you typically have to go to a physical store. But why do they want you to physically drive to a store that is a Giant dealer? It's more or less to make it fair for everyone and to keep shop owners happy. If a 50,000 square foot mega store just simply bought up all the inventory from Giant and then proceeded to sell it online, then there wouldn't be anything left for other bike shops to sell. And in the end, Giant is really betting on having a lot of dealers spread out all across the country versus having one or two huge stores just shipping things out all day long. So to put it even more simply, like think about your local area, think about the most popular bicycles in that area. What do you see on the road most of the time? It's really a lot of what the local bike shops carry, because when people are just starting out in cycling and they have no idea, there's two things they're gonna do. They're either gonna go to their local bike shop and ask the opinion of the people that work there, what bicycle should I get? Or they're gonna shop on the internet. You have to kind of hit both of those markets, but in the end, group rides, trail work days, all that stuff is typically handled by a local bike shop. Local bike shops are the driving force of cycling in a community. So even if you purchase your first bicycle off the internet and you end up hanging out with people getting involved in the sport, typically you're gonna find a local bike shop to help you with your repairs, buy small items, and when you go in there and you see a Giant or a Trek every single time you go in there, and half of the people are riding them on these group rides, it starts to, I guess, plant a seed that might be the next bicycle that you purchase. And that is exactly what Giant is banking on. They don't want two gigantic stores to sell all of their product. Because a lot of people go, well, what's it matter if you have these gigantic bicycle shops and they sell through all the Giant inventory? That sounds good in theory, except for the fact that Giant is trying to forecast how much they're going to sell, and they want that number to always be increasing. That's how they're gonna continue to make money and make more money every year, is by selling more bicycles. So they think by having a lot of dealers sprinkled throughout the US, that is gonna create more sales for them in the end versus having a couple Giant stores that could sell online. And I honestly tend to believe that, mainly because I've seen what happens whenever it is strictly an online brand. Like if you take Canyon, for instance, there's a couple Canyons that come through the bike shop, but it's few and far between, and that is an online-only brand. You're gonna have people that buy online-only brands and buy stuff because it is cheap. You're gonna have a customer like that. A lot of us shop around. It's not a big deal, but if your local bike shop carries a brand, you typically see them more out on the road and the trails. Lastly, what happens if a shop doesn't listen to Giant and they try to sell their brand spanking new inventory online at a discounted rate? Well, law enforcement shows up and you get hauled off to jail. Actually, no. It's not even remotely illegal to sell on the interwebs, but Giant will pull your dealership, meaning that you will no longer be able to get their product and sell their product, unless you do used or something. Another thing to think about as well, typically there's about 2 warranties that you get with a bicycle. You get what the bike shop is going to provide for you, and then you get what the manufacturer is going to provide for you. So if you buy a bike off the internet, typically you're only going to be getting like that frame warranty. And one good thing to think about, look at the warranty. If it's only got a 2 to 5 year warranty, that company thinks that that bike might only last 2 to 5 years before it cracks and fails. If it's got a lifetime warranty, you're solid. Giant has a lifetime warranty on all of their frames. It's usually 1 to 2 years on the parts because that depends on the manufacturer, but it's a lifetime on the frame. And I could go into numerous examples of Giant adhering to their word and making it a no-hassle situation to get a new frame. Their warranty is second to none in my opinion. But you also get the bike shop warranty. So like at BSG, you get lifetime safety checks, which is typically a $50 charge. You don't pay for that ever. You get 1 free tune-up that comes with the bike, which is a $125 charge. You don't pay for that first tune-up. And the bike shops take care of you. Like if you have anything wrong with that bike, if you crack the frame or something like that and you want to get it warranted, you come to the bicycle shop. You don't have to deal with Giant. So there's a lot of big benefits to simply going and buying a bicycle at the local bike shop. And that's another reason why I think Giant is really pushing for people to purchase it in a local bike shop, not allowing bike shops to sell online. Because in the end, Giant is pretty much strictly dealing with dealers. They're not dealing with the public. The bike shops are the intermediary between the two. So if someone's got a complaint, they come to the bike shop, they don't go to Giant, versus if Giant was an online dealer, they would have to pretty much make an entire department for customer service or expand their customer service department. So in the end, what do I think about these stipulations on being a dealer? Honestly, I think it's good because it garners more support for your local bike shop. There is a reason why Specialized started selling online, direct to consumer, pissed off a ton of dealers, and now are scrambling to buy as many local bike shops as they can. That's for an entirely different video, but I think these big companies know that you need the support of the community for their brand, and the only real way to do this is through the local bike shop. I hope that sheds maybe a little teensy bit of light on the subject so you kind of will understand why bike shops can't sell online. There are brands that you can sell online, like Canyon, for instance. They're an online brand, but you can be a Canyon dealer. I don't personally know any bike shops that are just a Canyon dealer, but you can do it. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please post them below. What has been your experience buying a bike online, maybe versus buying one at a local bike shop? I'm curious to hear from you guys, so let me know. I will see everyone in the next video. I've got a good single speed story for you. I love you all. Bye-bye.